Well, hello and welcome people of the internet to some Survivors of the Dawn. This is a sci-fi themed bullet heaven that I actually picked up on sale the other day. It is an early access, and of course, if you want to check it out for yourself, link will be down below in the description, but it's got some good things going for it, and I figured we'd jump in and do maybe a video or two on it. So let's go ahead and dive right into a new game here. We do have a couple characters unlocked. Goliath is just the first character I've unlocked, but we're going to play with the first character you unlocked here, which is Blondie. Character here basically with a shotgun. So let's go ahead and jump in, playing on the Inferno, the first map you unlock, or at least have, and this is your map. So in terms of gameplay style, if you are a fan of Rogue Genesia, this kind of has a similar layout where we're going to have kind of like that roguelike slash, I just call it the Slay the Spire map style, with a bunch of different types of areas we can go to. Now, something to keep in mind here that I wasn't sure of the first time. So we do have things like treasure and shop. Treasure and shop, basically, there's still maps that you have to go into and fight during. Treasure, there's just a bunch more gold drops, so if you need some money, that's where you go. And then the shops is not like a shop that you just walk into and just buy things willy-nilly. It is, again, another floor where you have to fight things. There's just more shops available. So as far as the direction we want to go, this is probably a decent lineup here to go from treasure to shop. And then is there another lineup? There's a whole bunch more treasure and more shops. So yeah, and then we can multiple shops. So we're probably going to go down that path. So it looks like this is going to be the first area we go to. Boom. Let's go ahead and dive right in and see what we have. So as far as controls go, very simple. WASD movement, space to dash. We do have a toggleable auto aim, which we will see occasionally, especially on treasure maps, because our character does not directly aim at gold spawns, which is right here. Once we get out of here, these yellow drops, that's where we can get some gold. Now, as far as level ups, we of course have like passive level ups. We have active weapons that we can take. We do have rerolls and skips. I don't have them, but you can get them through meta progression. I'm not sure exactly why you'd want a skip over a reroll. That kind of seems the same. This feels like it should be a banish, but anyway, we also have a synergy system. So you can see under some of these skills, we have Saboteur, Barbarous, and then basically the same two. Once you get 3 of the same type, you're going to get an additional benefit. And I believe, based on how I've been playing, I think you have to have the weapon of the type in order to get it. Otherwise, there's not enough passives to get up to that max level of 3. So I think what I'm going to do here is go with the kamikaze spiders. One of the builds that I've really liked is like a drone, kind of like a summon build. So I'm going to try and do that here with the kamikaze spiders. There are some drones that we can pick up later. There's some robots that we can pick that attack with us. And that's kind of a really fun build to play. Now, we do have all of these like objectives on the map here. So to kill the enemies in the circle, we get that. We're going to get a bit of a weapon power-up, basically. They kind of always drop those. Now we can go with, let's see, crit chance, fire rate, or we can just go for, I'm just going to go for more spiders, just get more summons. So now we have a fire boost. We just picked that up. Here, I'm going to just take the extra damage, although maybe I should have picked up the experience. So let's pick up some more gold. We also have, let's see, down here, what do we have? We just have another money drop. Just stand in it, get some additional money. There we go. We also got output enhancer. Now, one of the things that the game has is like this this item drop system where if we go here to the menu, we're gonna have a bunch of items here. I'm gonna talk a bit more about this once we get to the after the game and I do like my full breakdown. But basically, we're gonna get a whole bunch of items. They're all gonna have different upgrades for us and overall just make us more powerful. There's a bunch of different ways that you can pick them up, but you're gonna see those pop up on screen all the time. I'm just gonna keep taking the amount, and then we can start taking some damage on those things. But for right now, we should be good with that. Let's go ahead and pick that up. So there's another one of those items. Alrighty, let's keep going now. Let's keep going for actually, I think here I'm gonna take damage. I was gonna take the experience boost, but 25% damage is just kind of too good to pass up on. Here's an armory. So here we can spend a little bit of our money here for some bonuses. We can take attack damage or we can take piercing, but we lose some mag capacity. And our mag is currently at 14, which I think I'm currently okay with. With the shotgun, I like to get some additional range. So I like having that pierce eventually, and we got plenty of money to buy both, so I'm just going to buy both here. We also got a bunch of gold here. So here's where I'm going to take off the auto aim and just kind of fire these down, make sure that we can get all that, no problem. Credit income, I will grab that. That's going to be very important moving forward. Upgrades do, especially the good upgrades, they can they tend to be a little bit more expensive, but money is really, there's really no shortage here in this game of money. There's plenty of ways to get money. Enemies can drop money, especially if you get certain items that will allow enemies to drop more money. But of course, there's gold all around, and based on the route we're planning to take, we're going to be going into plenty of treasure spawns, so we're going to have no shortage of money. This being the case, man, there's this too. Okay, we're just gonna take the damage. If the game's gonna keep giving me these rare damage drops, I'm just gonna take them early on. Then we can just like kind of not care so much about them later on in the game. Now, as far as I'm actually not, I don't think I'm gonna take the flame maw. I haven't tried it, although it is barbarous, which would give us the all weapons attack damage increased by 50. I haven't tried this yet. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm not sure how good it is, but I think I need to... I haven't tried that weapon yet. There are achievements tied to all the weapons in leveling them up a certain amount, so should probably just get that up. At the end, once you complete all the timers, so once we jump into the next round, you're going to see there's a bunch of objectives up here in the top left. Typically, the main objective is going to be just survive a certain amount of time. There are occasionally just kill a whole bunch of enemies, but more than likely you're just going to see survive. You're also going to see a couple sub-objectives. The sub-objectives basically give you additional meta progression points if you achieve them. Now, these processors, I haven't fully figured out yet how these are working. So, for example, I am going to take this considering we're very early on, and I do want Harper Drone's Mech Scout. I don't know if it just kind of offers these to you in the level up menu. It says they spawn upon 5 minutes after buying the processor, so I guess we'll figure that out. It's not going to happen for another couple of maps here, since we only have 2 minutes to survive here, but we'll kind of see how those work. So, kill in circle, if we want to get some bonus there, we got to kill some enemies in circles, so let's do that. We also have to kill 500 enemies. These sub-objectives, the kill enemies, usually isn't that tough to take care of. The kill in circles can, or not even kill in circles, but there's also some sub-objectives that are like buy a certain number of items. Let's go ahead and, I'm actually, rather than damage, I'm going to take the experience income so that we level up a bit faster. There are some that are like buy X number of items, buy a certain number of weapon modifiers. And while that might seem straightforward at first, I have found that it's not actually as straightforward as I would like it to be, because there are, so basically if you're looking at the outskirts of the map, you can see there's green, there's blue, and there's red. Where was red? We just saw a spawn over here. I guess we're going to go up here and do that one, although I don't think we have enough time to get through 3. So yeah, that being the case, we're not going to get up here. I'm just going to go ahead and collect all this experience here. Going to take the pickup range just so it's a little bit easier to grab all that experience. And I'm taking a lot of damage here. That's okay. That's okay. So blue is typically going to be money related. Let's see. We have Strider. We don't have anything Strider yet. I think I'm going to take this because I want to get up to Exorcist. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, we already have the damage boost, right? We've already been getting a bunch of the 25% damage boost, so I think I'm just going to take try and get the Exorcist going. So the blue spawns are typically money related. Now, that could be just this, where we just get, yeah, I'm just taking this, not even close, where we just get some money, or it could be a shop, but there are multiple different types of shops. So some of the objectives where you have to like buy a certain amount of items can be a little bit more difficult to actually achieve, just because it's kind of hard to tell. So for example, this green, I don't know if it's a heal or, well, it is a heal because it's moving, but it could have been, and we're actually not going to get it, it's too far away. It could have been a, oh, what's the word? Salvage. Salvage is basically an item drop, one of these items. So in that case, right, you can be heading to a green looking for a heal, but end up getting a salvage where it's just items. So there's a little bit of strangeness there where it's not super consistent where you exactly know where you're going. Obviously, you kind of know the rough direction. So, for example, I want to heal. So let's go ahead and go over this green. Now, oh, I didn't realize that I was on I was on auto aim. So luckily, we did get a heal, and we're going to go ahead and follow this spider tank around here. Hopefully, not take any damage while we're in here. There we go. We get a little bit of a heal. Let's see here. So 2 additional spiders. I think I'm just going to take the... Am I going to take the health of the armor? I think I'm just going to take the armor. And there's another healing spider. Perfect. So let's go ahead and make our way over there. Not get hit with the explosions. There we go. Okay, yeah, we have a bunch of heals. I gotta... Oh, boy. We need another weapon is what we need. I know no, I didn't pass up on the weapon. I took the flamethrower. We just need some more... I need, like, my quantity of flamethrowers to go up, I think. That would be very helpful. So, yeah. So, for example, we're here in the salvage. I would have liked this to be a health drop, but here we are. There's more damage. I don't necessarily need more damage. I need more quantity. Although, I think I am just going to take it here. Just keep leveling it up. Oh, boy. And we have our first boss. Not exactly the time that I wanted to have a boss, but here we are. Yeah, so bosses can sometimes spawn. There we go. +1 turret. Definitely going to take that. And let's see if we can get this boss dead. We're going to see. We're going to see. I mean, I have to kill him in order to get through the level, so hopefully our spiders can do work. They're kind of just taking out the little guys, which for the most part is fine. They do need to die. But where's my flame turret? There we go, flame turret. Go ahead and take care of the boss. Let's go ahead and auto-aim this boss down a little bit. There we go. Now that we're getting shotgun damage in, now we're doing some big damage. Okay, don't get hit by the little spiders. Run around, run around. Max health. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the max health. That's also going to help us out getting that Strider synergy going. And there we go, boss down. Let's go ahead and grab the movement speed. We already do have the Barbarous, so in order to, so it's not just like total level. So for example, if I take this Saboteur, I'm still going to be 2 out of 3. If you see a level up here, it means you already have this upgrade and you're not going to get any benefit from here. Now we do already have the Barbarous, but we're a little slow, so I'm going to take the movement speed here. Let's see. So we could take Typhon. Or Typhoon. Excuse me. That is another weapon. Gets us Exorcist, so it gets us up to that movement speed and fire rate, so that's pretty beneficial. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we can go ahead and turn on auto aim again. Alright, so we got to survive another minute and a half. We already did both the sub-objectives, so we're all set there. So really, it's just kind of what do we need here. I'm going to grab another turret here. Want to get as many turrets as possible, doing as much damage as possible. Let's grab a little bit more money. Not really concerned about going into the kill circles. Again, they're just kind of weapon bonuses, and I don't really need to spend time doing that. Picking up some health here, great. Grabbing the items. Let's go ahead and grab more experience income. Grab some more money. And at this point, actually, probably going to head over this green. I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be, +4 spider or more armor. Ooh. I'm going to take the armor. Want to be a little bit more defensive here. Yeah, so I don't need the health here, so let's go ahead and go down south for the winter. Now, these wanted screens, basically, these are going to spawn higher level enemies. I think it's just to drop more items. It's one of those things where I kind of wish the game had a few more kind of tooltip style pop-ups to tell you what things we're actually doing. So we get an item there for completing the salvage. So if I kill this guy, is he going to, what is he going to drop? Yeah, see, so I'm not sure what that basically that wanted objective did for me. There was no kind of pop-up, like, there's no, like, text pop-up that says, you know, like, oh, you get an additional level, or, oh, you get an additional attack boost, or something like that. Maybe I missed it. That's something that commonly happens, right? I'm focused on the middle of the screen. Maybe something happened around the outskirts. But I've gone through all the menus, and there's no kind of tutorial as to what, even generally, what all the objectives on the map do. So I've kind of had to use context clues to figure it out, and that's one that I still haven't figured out for the most part. Now, of course, it does spawn additional enemies, so I do tend to take it just because they're, you know, they can give more experience. Once you get certain items, they can give you more money and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, 50 damage, 50 damage. I'm gonna take the, let's see, let's just take the flat 15 damage. That just seems the smartest thing to take. Ooh, that was not fun. Okay, let's grab some money. And actually, this one comes with an item here. So we can get 6% credit refund to spend at shops, increase the number of dashes, or for attack damage per 150 enemies killed. And this, of course, can stack. So I'm definitely taking this to increase our damage. So this is one of those maps where you can see as our sub-objective, we have buy weapon modifiers. So I'm sure after a while you learn, because all these different armories are going to have different visuals to them. But I haven't yet committed it to memory. What is an item? What is a weapon modifier? So, for example, there's nothing here that suggests this is a weapon modifier, but there's nothing to say that it's not a weapon modifier, right? So, for example, if you said armory dash weapon modifier or item modifier, I would assume that these are weapon modifiers because they are modifying our weapon. So I guess we'll figure that out here in the future. We could go for pierce. I think I am going to actually grab both these pierces because, again, I do want to get a bunch of range. And okay, so you can see that those were weapon modifiers. So contextual clues, putting things together. We're a regular Sherlock Holmes here. So let's head up here. So this is going to be another shop, but you can see once we jump in here, this again just says shop. Now we can kind of put this together. These are items because we have the context clues before as we pick up items. I just kind of would like, it's just kind of one of those polished things that, you know, if you look at it, is it 100% necessary? No, but it's kind of just one of those things that I would like to see where, yes, it has shop, but maybe just put shop items just for a little bit of clarification. You have all the space up here that you can use. Just kind of one of those things that I would like to see, or I like to see typically in games. I like things to just kind of, even if it's obnoxious sometimes, just be in my face. Just let me know for 100% certainty of what I'm actually buying here. So elite enemy dies on hit if the HP is lower than 8%. Enemies slow down per hit. Kind of good considering the fact that we do have the exploding spiders and they're hitting an AoE, so that's kind of not bad. So let's go ahead and pick that. I don't know that I necessarily want, I'm going to take the armored blessing too, just because it's a little bit of protection, but I'm not necessarily going to take the other two. I'm going to save some of my coins here, see what else we can buy. We got another couple shops here, or again, it's either shops or money drops. Now, we do have these orange spawns here, and these are going to be basically screen-wide weapons. Typically, this like fireworks weapon, and it's just going to drop a bunch of damage. Definitely going to take the 110 damage here. We got another item drop, so let's pick these up. Okay, there's more attack damage. I don't feel like I necessarily need more attack damage. Really, what I'm looking for is range. So I think I'm actually going to hold off here, just because we're running kind of low on money, and like we're good on damage. As long as we're hitting things, we're killing things. That being said, we are being swarmed a little bit, so I would like to increase my cooldown. Or decrease my cooldown, whatever way you want to talk about it. Let's go ahead and take the credit income here, get a little bit more money going. It's always nice when we can buy new things. Oh boy, getting swarmed, that's okay. Jump right out of there. Didn't take too much damage. That armor probably helping us out a little bit. Okay, we could get more spiders. Oh, there's the cooldown. Okay, so I'm going to take the cooldown over the extra drones. Like I said, just want more cooldown. I want my flamethrower turrets to be spawning more often here, especially as I'm going to be moving around. Yeah, you can see our range is pretty pitiful. All right, so let's jump into the next map here. Jump into either of these. They're both the same. Clear salvage and gain credit. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop on our auto aim here. We do have a salvage here down below, or again, it could be a salvage. We don't know that for certain. It could also be a heal bot. There we go. So we do have the salvage, so let's go ahead and grab one of those. And now I'm not sure, because I'm pretty sure we've hit that 5-minute mark. So maybe the item that we picked up just gave us a level on the spiders. I'm not sure what that that +1 was. So we could take more spiders now. Let's do that. I think we're at a point where we can start taking more spiders. Okay, where do we got? We got to keep going to the left. Got to find more salvage. Oh, we got two greens in a row, so let's actually head down here first. Less travel time, of course. And, of course, they're both healing spiders, so we don't need either of those. So we're going to continue going to the left. So that's kind of one of those situations where, and that's also a healing spider. So we're on this map where the objective is clear salvage, and all of the green icons on the map are all... Oh, you know what I think it is? Now that I'm looking at this, there is the very slightest difference of green between salvage and heal bots. I think that's why I'm looking at this being like, why are salvage and heal bots the same color? I don't think they are, but there's like 2% hue difference between the two. I think that they should be drastically different if that is the case, and that's intentional like that. That's just like not, in my eyes, it could, I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It very well could just be like my monitor, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I do have my monitor like calibrated and stuff, but yeah, kind of hard to see. Okay, both of these decrease our range. I don't necessarily want to go for that. If anything, I want more range. So again, we're just going to hold on to our gold. Keep heading over here. Yeah, that's another heal bot. And again, it's one of those things that I can only I only notice it because they were right next to each other. If they're not right next to each other, there's no way I'm going to notice that slight difference in green. So we do have also some basically events here. Now the way the events work is they're basically going to give you multiple options. I've seen up to 3 options. They're not always going to be all positive. Typically, you're going to find options that are give you one positive thing and one negative thing, and so you'll have 2 options that are like, you can take this, but you're going to lose this. There are also some options that just have a third option, which is just all negative. So it might be like, for example, gain 10,000 credits, bosses have an additional 15% health, gain, I don't know, just for example, gain a bunch of experience, bosses gain 15% health, or just bosses gain 5% health. So if you're having trouble killing bosses, maybe you don't just want the credits and you gain a bunch of enemy health, so you just take the lowest amount of enemy health possible. That is a possibility here. Here, I think we're going to take the venture, movement speed up, pickup range, and experience. We don't really need the extra credit. We're kind of just doing our thing, running around, picking up a bunch of extra credit, and we're doing fine there. We still got 15k, which is doing okay. Get +1 credit every 3 seconds. It's pretty low, but we can stack this up to get more. And honestly, I'm not super impressed by the other one, so I guess we'll just take it. It is just a little bit of extra credit. And a little bit of extra credit never hurt. All right, here. Let's see if we can get through. Okay, we're getting a little bit of surrounded. Let's go ahead and get out of here. While the spiders are doing their thing, they're not necessarily doing exactly what I want them to. So let's go ahead and just increase their damage, I think. They're not as direct as the drones I have used in the past. The drones I've used in the past just kind of fly around you and shoot enemies, which I would like to see. Okay, here I think I'm just going to take the fire rate, but again, I don't want the range. Our range is already pretty low. If we can get that range up, we definitely won't get in these situations as much where we're being surrounded, since we can take out enemies before they get around us. Let's see, we could take the Braveheart. No, let's stack up the Medallion. Just get more damage. We already have a couple there. Okay, so here we have, let's see, marks the enemies in scared area and blows the marked enemies up. I think I'm going to pass up on this weapon. So I'm not exactly sure how the weapon spawns work. I know that, so a little bit weird, I think you can only have 4 weapons at a time, even though there's all this extra space. So maybe there's something in the future that you can have more weapons, but the maximum weapons I've had at a time is only 4. And this one I don't really want. I think I'm just going to take the Flamejaw. So I'm kind of hoping that in the next couple of levels, we also get weapons available to us. Again, no range, but that's okay. So let's look at this. So fire rate, bullet speed, we lose a little bit of reload. Bullet count and pierce. But we lose some fire rate. But we gain fire rate here. We lose a bunch of reload time, but I think that's fine. I'm going to take both of those. Yeah, so like this one up here, I can tell looking at it is now a salvage. So it's kind of weird, right? It says, so our subjective was to clear 4 salvages, but based on what I saw, the game only offered us 3 salvages. So I feel like that's weird. I feel like if you were going to offer us a sub-objective, you should increase the frequency at which something appears. That just seems straightforward to me. Maybe because it's a subject. My God, I keep saying subjective. Because it's a sub-objective, maybe it's the developers are like, oh, well, you don't have to complete it. But I don't know. I feel like you should just, like, if you're going to offer it as a subjective, you should definitely offer the opportunity to actually complete it. Although, maybe, had we just made it to the other, the other salvage subjectives faster, maybe more would have spawned. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how those kind of systems work. So now we're on a treasure map, and you can see that there is a lot more coin drops here. So basically on these maps, I typically just turn off auto aim since our character is not going to fire at these automatically. I don't really care about anything else. Of note, we are going to have to defeat a boss on this map, and I'm just going to kind of run around and collect as much coins as I can. And not worry too much about the other objectives. Really, the only ones that I'm going to grab are any of the blue objectives, so any of the shops, any of the weapon pickups. Ooh, laser sabers. Throw laser. You know what? I've tried that. I'm not a big fan of it. Again, I'm going to kind of hold out, and we already have Barbarous, so I'm going to kind of hold out for another kind of either drone or there's a mech that we can grab that shoots and is really good. I'm going to increase the damage here on our Typhoon. We're doing okay, and I don't feel it's necessary to grab another weapon right now just to have it. So, like, there's a salvage there, but I'm going to hold off on grabbing that. I am going to head up to this yellow event, though, and see what we can grab from that. Let's see. Bounty chest raid. When enemy killed. Yeah, so we're going to increase the chance that items are dropping, basically, from enemies. I'm going to turn on my auto aim again, especially now that we're going to have a boss here to take out. There we go, Harper drone. So I'm definitely taking the Harper drone. So first of all, it's going to add to our Strider count, which is going to spawn an additional droid. But these are just really, really strong, I found. So we're definitely going to increase the amount of drones that we have. And then, of course, we're going to increase their damage, and they're just going to fire at everyone around us and make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier. But we are being completely surrounded. Are these guys going to, like, go away or what? There we go. Okay, they're expanding again. I was like, if they're going to keep collapsing, this is going to be a bit of a problem. But we're good here. More damage. Yeah, we're just going to take the more damage. I think we could take the more missiles, but let's take the Harper drones, especially as we start getting that drone count up. Definitely going to help us out there a bit. All right, let's make our way out of this dance circle here. Don't really want to be a part of that. Was never one to be in the middle of those circles. Okay, just play a little bit of ring around the rosy with the boss. Fire rate, there we go. We're going to grab additional drones before we get the additional fire rate. Since getting another drone technically does the same thing, let's go ahead and get the 30% experience income, pick up the item. Then we got another item over here that we'll pick up, and now we'll just start collecting gold again. Or I keep saying gold coins. I mean, they're yellow. It's gold. It's coins. It's currency. It's all the things. All right, what do we got? We got some salvages over here. Don't really care about those. 40% damage. I'm just going to take the flat 15% damage, though. Okay, I'm going to turn back on auto aim while there's not many coin drops around me right now. Definitely taking the +1 turret here. Oh, got another item that we left. Perfect. Let's grab that. Oh, can I get this other item? There we go. All right. Nice. So the item system, you know what? Like I said, I'm going to hold off until the end to talk about the item system. Let's go ahead and do more treasure, and then we have a shop that we're going to be able to spend all of our collected booty. Ha ha. That was probably the worst magnet I've ever received. We got like 2 experience crystals for that. Some health drops up here, though. We'll go ahead and take these since we're going to be taking a little bit of damage here. Oh, boy. Can I make my way up there? Jesus. Okay. Okay. What am I doing here? Okay. Let's get in the protective barrier. Yep. Shotgun up. There we go. Okay. Thank you, items. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Let's go cool down or damage. Let's go cool down. There we go. Let's blow these guys up. Okay, I've got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. Let's go for... Ooh, do I go for armor or do I go for cooldown? I probably go for cooldown. Let's get those flamethrowers up as fast as possible. Alright, we are safe for now. Duration, damage. We could just go for crit chance, or I could just go for movement speed. I feel like movement speed might be nice to get me out of certain situations. I don't really want to be slow and sluggish. Ooh, let's get that fire rate on there. There we go. Duration, damage, experience. Let's just go ahead and get the... Actually, let's get a little bit of credit income. We don't really have a lot of credit income, and I'd like that. Additional drone, fantastic. And let's make our way down here to the armory. Actually, I'm going to hold off. Okay, so this is a little bit weird. I'm going to hold off in the armory. Am I? Skip chance, crit chance. Yeah, we're going to grab crit and crit damage. Actually, let's just pop in. We can always just skip it if we don't like it. Reload, bullet count. I will take the bullet count. Wait, our bullet damage is 0. Is that going to mean I literally do 0 damage? No, we're still doing damage. Okay, so then I don't really know how bullet damage works, I guess. That scared me for a minute. But we're going to get our damage up here moving forward. The goal is just to get a bunch of coins, and then we're going to spend them all in the next map, and then hopefully get a bunch of sweet upgrades. Alright, let's head in the shop, and actually we have 2 different shops here that we can pick up a bunch of stuff in, and we're of course going to be getting gold and coins along the way. Let's see. Okay, so up here to the right. Okay, so this is not going to work for our subjective, right? Because we're looking for items, and these are weapon modifiers. There is our range, so we lose some attack damage. So I'm not sure what the difference is between attack damage and bullet damage. I guess it's the same thing. Not sure why those are slightly different, but... Yeah, gonna have to... We could get the... Where's our fire rate? Our fire rate's good. Let's get the bullet count. I gotta find some bullet damage, though. We're in the negative for damage. Now, obviously, we're still doing damage with our weapon, right? So I'm assuming that that is just a modifier on top of the damage we're already doing. Let's see. So we could... Let's grab the Doom Shield, which is gonna give us more attack damage and armor. And I think I'm good. I'm going to save the rest and try and go for some more, like, weapon modifiers. Reroll, attack damage increased by 10%. Yeah, we lose a little bit of crit chance, but that's fine. Let's see. XP modifier, cooldown. Let's go for cooldown here. Making our way over to this objective over here. Trying to find... Yeah, so for example, like, I don't know off the top of my head, even though we just went to this one, I was not going to know, I'm going to take the range here, that was a weapon modifier. I'm sure once you figure it out, like, it's going to be very easy to look. So for example, I know that there's a 3, like, I think this is just money. Yeah, this is just money. I think there's one that looks like that with 3, and that one always gives you items, and that one you don't have to buy from. That one you just select one. So this is weapon modifiers. This is weapon modifiers. Okay, so bullet count, fire rate, bullet count, but we lose attack damage. So I don't want these because my damage is already pretty god-awful. We could go for bullet count. We lose pierce. I think that's fine. Fire rate, we lose pierce. That's also fine. Got more weapon modifiers. Hoping for damage. Would like damage. Attack damage, 150. Yeah, that fixed our problem immediately. Pierce range. I'm going to grab the pierce and range, because again, I just want that range. There we go. Now our weapon is, you know, not neutered. Let's go for more damage. We're back to running a little bit low on money, though. So, ooh, range, fire rate, damage, bullet speed. Yeah, don't care. Taking it. No! It's okay. It's okay. We'll live. We will live. +1 drone. Easy pickup. So we do have a salvage. Do I want to hit the salvage? Actually, we got enough currency here that I can hit one of these shops. +2 duration, 40 damage. I'm going to take the 40 damage. The drones are just better than the... Now, than the flamethrowers for me. Mostly because, I mean, we're just always going to be on the move. So, like, we've already left our flamethrowers behind us. Now, that being said, when it comes to the bosses and we're tucked away in a small kind of contained area, the flamethrowers are going to shine. We do lose a little bit of range here, but that's a lot of damage. I'm going to take it. I'm also going to take the fire rate. Never mind, because I don't have enough. I'm very broke. I'm very broke at the moment. I can relate to that statement in real life. I think we all can. I think we can all relate to the statement, I am broke. Alright. What do we got? Another 30 seconds. Yeah, we're not gonna be doing the buy 3 more items. I really didn't find anything to buy items to get the drone. It's all weapon modifiers. I guess the positive there being that it doesn't necessarily affect your run that you're playing right now. It really only changes your runs in the future, right? Because it's just, if you do the sub-objectives, then you get more meta progression currency. So the argument there being, like, it's not going to affect the run you're currently on. If anything, it's just going to prevent you from buying something that you could use in the future. And lastly, let's go. So there's no, there's kind of sense to go to treasure because we could get some shops here. Yeah, let's do that. We don't have enough money, I think, to justify going to the shop world. And the boss world is basically a 6-minute wave or a 6-minute stage. So there are going to be places that we can spend our money there. So it's not a lost cause to just get a bunch more money. You know, it's not like we're wasting what we could have. Here, let's go for duration. I think that's going to help out with the boss. It also gets us to level 10, which does complete an achievement. I think it might unlock like an item for us to grab in the future, I think. We'll take a look at that whole meta progression system after we complete this run, though. Of course, as we do in every video, we check out the meta progression after. We got some more items down here. Let's go ahead and grab those. Damage, just take the flat damage on everything. To be fair, I don't actually know. I'm assuming that that is flat damage to everything and not just our weapon. But I could be wrong about that. But that's just how I look at it, right? If you just say right? Because we've already seen that there's two different instances. There's bullet damage and attack damage, which is kind of odd that you would have both of those. It's kind of just one of those polished things that I could definitely see ironed out over the time while we're in early access here. Gonna go for additional drones over additional turrets. Like I said, I just the drones I definitely prefer over the flamethrowers. Oh, I thought that was an attack radius, so I dodged out of the way. But if you say something just like 25% damage, I'm assuming as a player that that is just applied to everything across the board. Considering if it was just for your weapon, I'm assuming it would say like 25% attack damage or bullet damage. So here's kind of the version of this that I was talking about earlier, where there's a 10% increase to health, 10% increase to health, or you could just take a 15% increase to health. I honestly don't know why you would take this over either of these. I would think that if you have this option, this would be like 5%, and the fact that the percentage is on the wrong side. So a little bit of text polishing could definitely be done here. Shops have an additional weapon modifier or shop terminal availability chances on all planets increases. Gonna take this one here. Considering the fact that we're getting all this coin and we're gonna want to increase the frequency of them spawning on the boss world, then we can spend our hard-earned coins. $30 damage for armor. I'm going to grab the armor here. Start kind of prepping for the boss fight. Is it a little late to prep? Maybe. Maybe. But that's kind of in my MO. I'm always late to prepare for things. I'm not late to arrive. There's the old adage that my father taught me, that if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're left behind. So I'm always early. However, when it comes to preparing for things, especially monetary things, not always the best there. Okay, let's take this Strider. We can finally get spawned in an advanced droid. And there's the droid. Look at him. He's so cute. He's going to help us fire. So just for taking some additional, what was it, fire rate, we're getting another little buddy, which we will, of course, welcome with open arms. Thank you for your service, little buddy. Alrighty here. As for this, let's just go ahead and get some max HP. Actually, we're doing pretty okay with max HP, honestly. I think we have the item that when we kill enemies in a certain radius around us, we get extra max HP. Okay, gonna try and get a little bit more money. There we go. And finally, let's head off to the boss world. And let's see how tough this boss thinks they are. I got all my little drone buddies, my little robot buddy, my spider buddies. Let's get some more spider buddies. Ooh, let's sit in here, get some attack damage. Nice, let's just clear them out. Okay, that was the shortest dome I've ever seen. Damage, duration, damage, flat damage. Let's go flat damage. Ooh, 20% cooldown. Or a drone. No, 20% cooldown. Get those spiders spawning faster. Get those flamethrowers spawning faster. Damage, damage. Let's take the armor. And now at this point, unless a blue indicator for the shops spawns, I'm really just focused on collecting as much of these items that spawn, since enemies are dropping these all around us. Not really so concerned. I mean, I guess you could argue we can make our way down to some salvage, because that's going to give us some items as well and kind of do a 2-for-1. All right, you convinced me. We're going down for some salvage. That we got this one, we got one up here that we can go grab. Oh, chunky boys, chunky boys. Damage, damage, spiders. Let's go damage on the drones, since those are just always up shooting. Damage. Now, if these were just a little bit closer, You can actually sit in multiple of the objectives at one time. Ooh, +5 spider. Let's go. That also gives us a level 10 on the spider, which should give us a new item or upgrade to get in future runs. +1 drone. Very nice. Sit in the attack damage. So if you have multiple objectives that are next to each other, yeah, you can take advantage of that and sit in both. Let's go fire rate. Oh, I should have taken the 22% fire rate. That would have been way better. I saw that way too late. That's okay. +1 turret, +1 drone, 25% damage. Let's go. Is there damage here? Movement speed, attack damage. Yeah, okay, so it is showing us attack damage here. So I wonder if... I would have to see another shop, but I'm wondering if the attack damage is not being shown in the shop, and, like, it's not having those modifiers shown to us. Not sure about that. Not sure about that. +1 drone. Yes, please. Give me more, give me more. +2 turrets. Yo. Crit chance, fire rate. What's our crit chance? 40%. Let's get that up to 50. So I think at 3 minutes the boss spawns in, I think is how it works. I'm not really happy with any of these. I'm going to reroll. +4 spiders. Give me more spiders. Just call me Spider-Man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, we can... Wait, we can take another weapon? Hold up. I've never been offered a 5th weapon before. Okay. I mean, I'm going to take it. You're offering it to me. Scan capacity. Scan duration. So this is doing... Wait, so this is doing extra damage... +100 damage. So how is this working? I wish I read it. So basically, maybe this doesn't count as a weapon, because it's showing that it's non-applicable damage. So if I remember what it said correctly, right? It scans enemies, and then the damage dealt to those enemies is higher. Also, just kind of a little strange that the resume button is in the weapons UI. Not a big deal at all, but just kind of odd that's the case. Yeah, so I think this is increasing the damage we do to those enemies. So let's do +20 missiles here. Just increase our missile count. Increase the scan area. Increase the scan area. Okay, what do we get here? Skip increase, crit chance increase. Yep. Again, I'm not sure I necessarily understand why you would want to skip. I can understand why you'd want to banish, but skip is a weird option. So you can see that these are both overlapping. And we're sitting right in the middle, so we're going to take advantage of both of these. Here comes the boss. I'm going to grab a few more items here. Scan area damage, missiles. Let's go missiles. Oh, I actually missed out on the salvage. +2 turrets. Yes, please. Let's sit in here. Let's just chonk down the boss. And that boss is going down mighty quickly. All right, get him, flamethrowers. Get him, flamethrowers! Boss dead. Easy. No concerns there whatsoever. Taking out the boss with ease. +1 turret. Now at this point, we just need to survive. Another 2.5 minutes. So really at this point, it's just kind of about collecting stuff. Completing any objectives you might have based on the levels of your items, of your weapons. Right, so I have certain objectives that I still need to complete about getting weapons to level 10. So, like, I'm kind of just collecting a bunch of experience here so that way I can get my drone, not the drone, but the, this little guy, up to level 10. There's also, obviously, objectives about killing a certain number of enemies. There are objectives about collecting a certain amount of currency. There's all kinds. So, there's kind of a reason to continue playing the game, even though we're kind of done. We completed the boss. That was really the thing we were looking to do. Max health, sure, why not? Let's just, in case something really funky happens, so we don't die. It'd have to be incredibly funky, though. It'd have to be like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch level of funk, you know? Boom, level 10. Oh, that didn't give me an achievement. Okay, interesting. Maybe there isn't anything tied to it. I'm not sure. There's only a couple more things that I need to unlock in this version of the game. I mean, obviously there are characters and locations, but mostly just because I've just really just played this level, so I've only unlocked the one other character that has a machine gun. So I still need to go ahead and play the other map, which is Wasteland. So I don't know if there's any other like gameplay differences between the two maps. I'll have to test that out and see. We might make another video on that, but this is just kind of our first impressions video of how the game plays. So we may see more of that in the future, depending on, you know, how it works out. And of course, if you guys enjoy the video, if you like the video, if you comment on it, and you show it all kinds of support, and I see that you guys are enjoying this game, then we might also do that a little bit as well. It's kind of up to you guys, you know? And there we go. Mission complete. All waves cleared. Level 96. We got one more level there. And we have survived. So here's our breakdown with Blondie. Survived 2901, which is strange considering every map had exact timers, but 19,000 kills. So this is where we get all of our bounty bits. Bounty bits are what we use for meta progression. So we have level bonus, time bonus, kill bonus, side objective bonus. So this is what I was talking about. We get a bonus here for all the side objectives we complete. Collected item bonus, survive bonus, difficulty bonus. So we're playing on easy, so we don't get any kind of bonuses there, which is... we get a breakdown of our weapons. Kamikaze spiders, 24.9. Now, you can see here, drones. Almost overtook the spiders in terms of damage, and we had it for 13 minutes less. So, yeah, the drones are very good. Falcon X, I mean, yeah. So basically, it's counting additional damage is what it's doing. Flame Maw was kind of okay. We probably didn't play around it, you know, the best. It's kind of weird in this style of game where you have turrets that can stand around you. I think actually Deep Rock Galactic Survivor did it best, where you start with regular turrets and then you can take an upgrade that allows them to move around. But otherwise, if you have these turrets that stand still, you're kind of incentivized to stay where you are. But in this style of game, you're kind of more incentivized to move around and get to new objectives. So the turrets are kind of in a weird place. I haven't really... you know, I haven't really enjoyed them for the most part, but, you know, they do their job against bosses for sure. And then, yeah, the spiders were, while they were good, I wanted to have more drones. Drones are probably my favorite weapon in the game that I've played with so far. There's a lot of other cool weapons, but this is just kind of like one of the baselines that I like to get. And then we have all of these items. So let's go ahead and talk about the item system here. This, I feel like, is currently the weakest overall system in the game. Now, you obviously get a bunch of bonuses to your character, right? I'm going to be honest, I don't know. The only bonus that I know I have are obviously the ones that I bought. So, for example, for every kill, we get extra attack damage, and we have the dome. But a lot of these, as I'm playing, because I'm trying not to get hit, I don't have time to read the item that I'm picking up, and there's no, like... when you pick up an item, it's not like this, well, I can't even hover over it because I'm getting the tooltip, but it's not like this symbol is on the ground. It's just kind of a generic capsule, right? So unless I'm constantly looking down and having to remember like what I'm picking up, it's always random. So it's not like you're building around these items, which I feel like is a bit of a missed opportunity, just because even if you only had one, you had the option between just two items, right? Like you pick up a capsule, it pops up a screen and there's two items. Maybe you don't want to do that because it breaks up the gameplay too much, where you're having the level up screen pop up and then you're also having an item screen pop up, especially with, I mean, look how many items we have. It's just kind of a little weird. I understand that they're kind of just like passive bonuses. You don't have to worry about them too much, but I don't know. There's something about it. It's because if we take a look at something like Rogue Genesia, right? This has a lot of similarities to that game, which we played a few weeks, maybe a month back here. A lot of these items like kind of have similarities to not necessarily a lot of the upgrades that we found in Rogue Genesia. In Rogue Genesia, I didn't feel like we were being bombarded by level upgrades, and it didn't feel like it was too monotonous in the game. So I don't know, maybe you could do something around that, because if you wanted to build like a Doom Shield build, you could kind of, like, if you were offered that more, you could take more of those Doom Shields and build around it. But the way that it's set up right now, there's just not enough directive for the player to actually go ahead and make builds around these items. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what people think, if they like this system where you just kind of passively pick them up and just kind of what you have is what you have. Because maybe I'm just playing differently than everybody else. I'm never really like jumping into the menu and seeing what items I have. Maybe that's incorrect, but for me, like, I want the game to keep pushing forward, so I don't want to stop here and read like enemy freeze, okay, fire rate, okay, and then like keep putting it together, as opposed to having a menu pop up and being like, okay, I am a flame maw dome build, I just want to sit in one place, so let me just pick the things that are relevant to my build. And then in that case, like, maybe I'm not going to take reflex because I don't need dashes because I'm kind of standing in the same place. So those are kind of my thoughts about this system right here. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this system. But for me, this is kind of the weakest system in the game. The weapons are all really cool. I like that for the most part, they're all kind of flashy, especially if you take any laser or any like beam effects. They're not overly flashy, like in your face, but they're exciting to look at enough that I think they've kind of hit a pretty reasonable balance. Again, you know, jumping back into the Rogue Ganyonz, because that's kind of the closest bullet heaven that I've played in this style. Especially once you hit in the later game, you can have so many projectiles flying around that it's almost impossible to see what's going on. And even when we increase the amount of weapons here, because this game isn't in contrast to Rogue Ganyonz, where Rogue Ganyonz is strictly about like breaking the game and getting absurd numbers and absurd number of projectiles, this game isn't. It's a little bit more contained. And even if you really do increase the number of things going on, I like the fact that, like, for example, the drones, they're not like a super bright color and distracting. For the most part, I kind of just like zone them out because they're just kind of a innocuous gray color, because you don't really need to know where they are. And I appreciate the fact that the things you do want to see are nice, bright, and colorful, and the things that you don't really need to see but are there kind of just blend into the background, which is a really nice touch. Now, as far as, so we did get an upgrade there. It kind of just went away before I could click it, but let's take a look at the upgrades here before we close out the video. We do have our meta progression, so we get all of our bounty bits, and then we can spend them on things that you would typically see, right? Damage, attack rate, crits, damage, and then of course you have like regen, you have your modifiers, so you have skip and reroll. Again, I'm not exactly sure why skip is here. I feel like this should be banish. I don't know why you would have skip. But yeah, so you have that simple system. And then other than that, well, that's really it for upgrades. You, of course, have your database here so you can see all the different weapons that are available and how to unlock them. So wanted missions. So, for example, the wanted missions are the ones that I said, like, I'm not really sure what exactly they do. Obviously, they would get a split blades, but in-game, I don't know. I haven't really figured out what their purpose is. 10 HP sacrifice missions. We actually didn't take those. We did see one. I'm not exactly sure when it was in the actual gameplay, but it was a little red circle that had a 20% HP above it. We just need to do those. Basically, you spend 20% of your HP to get a bonus. Get laser saber. So I haven't played with laser saber. I think we actually had that one available to us. Yeah, we had that one available to us. I just didn't take it. We have all our items here. So these are the ones that, so I've unlocked all of the items that we can take. And then upgrades, I'm still working on Saber Fury because I haven't taken 25 healer spider bot missions. Just because I haven't really, I'm sure once I start playing on hard difficulty, I will do more of these, but I haven't unlocked these. So that's what we've unlocked, and these are the ones that we've been taking in game. So some stuff like this, I would probably like to see maybe a couple different versions, but at least for early access, that's what we have. Survivors of the Dawn, pretty sweet. We kind of talked already about a lot of our, a lot of my thoughts. Overall, I think it's a really solid base. I think that, we've played other early access bullet heavens that are a bit more underwhelming than this is. And we've also played a couple other like sci-fi bullet heavens that are a little more underwhelming. I think that this has a lot of really good gameplay mechanics, a lot of good systems. There's definitely a couple things that need to be polished up, right? We saw that there were some text tooltips that had like the percentage sign in a weird place. not at all game breaking, just kind of like those little polished things that we like to see. The color indicator for salvage and health is way too similar. They're clearly different, but they need to be like drastically different. There's a lot of different potential shops that you can get in the blue style. So I don't know, because there's the shops that you can get that just give you money. There's the shop that give you item upgrade or items, the ones that give you weapon modifiers. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn about that. I think it's fine now that I kind of understand that there's 3 different types there, and you don't want to have just like a rainbow of colors on your screen. So it's definitely a balancing act. I feel like the defeating enemies in a circle is a little bit underpowered. I don't know. I feel like defeating, especially once you get into later levels, and it's like kill 500 enemies, and then you just get like increased fire rate. I don't know. To me, that's a little underwhelming for what you can actually do there. I don't actually feel like I need to do that whenever. It's mostly just going for the salvages and the item shops. And the yellow ones. I don't know what you'd call them. I guess events. Those are kind of the 3 that I think are most beneficial in terms of your overall gameplay, mostly because they give you permanent buffs, right? The red buff is just kind of temporary. The other thing I would like to see is if you have a sub-objective for complete a certain type of task, I think on those maps you should maybe increase the amount of that task that's available. Maybe that's already the case, and I'm kind of just going off this one run where it felt like they weren't available as often. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where maybe I just had to complete them faster and they would have shown up faster, but I don't know. And it could also be because in that one instance where I only think I saw 3 of them, it was the salvage versus healbot spiders, and their color is so similar that maybe I was just misconstruing what was actually going on in the map. But just kind of some small takeaways there. Nothing too bad. Overall, you know, I had fun playing this game here today, and I've played a couple extra hours here. So considering I bought it, you know, I did buy it on sale, and the game right now is $8, but I think I bought it back when it was half off, so it was like $4. Definitely have gotten my enjoyment out of it, so I can't complain there. Really, you know, it comes down to I mean, a lot of these bullet heavens are so affordable right now. It's really kind of just like, you know, it's a little bit different than if you're buying like AAA games and you're like, oh man, this game's $60. Like, am I gonna buy another $60 game? Where these, you know, the $3, $4, $5 games, you can buy more of them, but because they're all kind of, you know, similar in their own in their own vein, it's kind of just like what sets them apart. And this one has a really cool soundtrack. It's got some really nice visuals. If you like that sci-fi theme, this is definitely a cool way to go. And you got some cool weapon upgrades. Of course, we don't have like evolutions, you know, that's kind of more in line of kind of the games that I've been playing recently, where a lot of them have evolutions. But I don't know. It's pretty sweet. Survivors of the Dawn. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And of course, if you did have fun, you enjoyed your time here, would you kindly smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more roguelike action just like this. But guys, for today, I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.